Hey, joining us now on the MARR Army Rock Show as we continue to comb the globe, finding great new music wherever it comes out. We go up to Rhode Island this week where we find Psycle. We have got Seth with us. He's the vocalist from Psycle. Their Surfaces EP is out right now, including the single, one of the tunes we're going to play tonight called Road I'm On. Seth, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
So for our listeners who may not be familiar with Psycle yet, give us a little bit of the background of the band, how long you guys been around and how you formed, etc.
So the band's actually been around for a while. It was a project of mine that I started when I was in college in the late in 2000. But this actual lineup itself has been together for just a little over a year and a half. And you know, it's been so good working. It's myself and our drummer Jay, who had been with me for probably 14 years. And our bass player Mike and Joe, our other guitarist, joined about a year and a half ago. So it's just been so great since those guys jumped aboard.
So we'll talk about the album in a minute, but it looks like you spent St. Patrick's Day playing a live show, I think. How was last night's show?
Well, I'm still drinking a lot of coffee, waking up. It was such a great show. That was our first time at the Cove. It's such a great venue. I never had the opportunity to play there when it was the Lucky Dog. And I had the pleasure of talking with the gentleman who was the drummer from Tantric a few weeks ago, and he was telling us all a bunch of stories. He used to drum in the White Lion, too, and he was telling us some great stories about the Lucky Dog. So when we showed up, you know, we were so pleasantly surprised. Ted, the owner, was there, and his staff was so nice. Just run so professionally. The sound was incredible, lighting. It was just such a great night. Everyone had a really good time, so we definitely look forward to getting back there soon.
Now, as we talked during the interview, and people may want to know, do you have some additional live shows coming up in the near future?
We do. We're actually, tomorrow night, we're going to be on a radio station, which we'll put the links up on our social media. It's going to be a live interview from 8 to 10 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be playing live in the studio, and we're going to be helping them run the station for the night, so picking out some tunes and taking calls and stuff. And then also this Friday, we're going to be playing at the Met in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, opening up for Dead Fish Handshake, Mother, and Lower the Veil. They're coming through for a show, so we're able to jump on with those guys. So I believe the show starts at 8:30. That's at the Met in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. That's
going to be a good show, man. Dead Fish Handshake and Mother, both bands we featured on the radio show here as guests previously, so congratulations on that show. So hey, the record Surfaces is out now. Now tell us a little bit about where you recorded this thing, and was it self-produced or who produced it for you?
We worked with a gentleman named Chris Paquette out of No Boundary Studios in Providence. Chris was in a national touring band, and he had been, you know, recording. He's a young cat. I think Chris is only 23. But he had toured and he just fell in love with the recording aspect of things. And Chris has been back and forth to LA working on projects and stuff. So we approached him, and we sent him our pre-production demos and stuff, and he loved it. So we went in with Chris at the end of June, going towards the beginning of July, and you know, we worked with him, and it was an incredible experience. He really brought out a lot in us, and he allowed us to really tap into a lot of stuff we really didn't know we had. He pushed us really hard, which is great, and we were so happy with how the EP turned out. We really, not only production-wise did it sound good, but it also really captures our ability to show people what we sound like live and our ability to reproduce it. So that was just such an important part of who we are, to be able to reproduce that live. So just a great experience, and we hope to work with Chris again on the next album that we're going to be working on.
So let's talk a little bit more about a couple of the tunes on the record that I'm going to be featuring tonight. Of course, the new single, The Road I'm On, is a great tune. Tell us, what's the tune about?
So a lot of the stuff that I write, I mean, I'm very lucky that all four of us, when we write together, we all kind of have our little designations of what we do really well. And we kind of, for the first time, we all were able to get in a room and really just jam stuff out, let things really happen organically, and so it has a really good flow to it. But the guys give me the opportunity to write, and I do writing all the lyrics and everything. And for me, I always go back to the word hope on everything. And, you know, some singers and songwriters, you know, they can get pretty melancholy with stuff. But to me, I always want people to feel like at the end of whatever you're dealing with, there's other people who have either A, been dealing with it, or B, have gotten through it. And for the road I'm on, you know, a lot of stuff I've experienced in my life has been based around addiction. I've worked in the addiction field for a while. And I've seen people people who have gotten on the right road after, many faults and failures, and to have a person who's trying to climb their way to that, to follow someone who's been successful and continuing to have a successful life, that's kind of really where the road I'm on came from.
Wow, so it's kind of funny. Just look at the title of the next tune I was going to ask you about that I was drawn to, and I wonder if it has a similar theme, and that tune was Face the Fire. Is it a similar theme, or is it something different?
It kind of plays into this, it's kind of living in the same world. I think Face the Fire, when I try to write, I'm not a very direct writer, and for me it's important. I really want people to take the content for themselves and get something out of it. So in my brain, Face the Fire is really that if you really want to accomplish something, whether it's, in addiction or it's in, goals and stuff like that you have in your life, it's not going to come to you. And it's something we all learn in the music business is that, if you're not working, you're dying. And, Face the Fire is really like you really have to put yourself in a position that's not comfortable to achieve something that's greater. And that's really, I think, my mindset going into writing that song.
Now, you got on your Facebook page like a couple little snippets of some other tunes that aren't on the EP. Now, are they going to be part of an upcoming record, or are they older tunes? What are those tunes that I'm seeing on there?
Oh yeah, we've been in writing mode for a while, so we're about halfway through a full-length album of writing right now, and we spent a lot of time, picking stuff apart, and is this good, does this flow, and, doing some pre-production stuff, but we're hoping to, either in the summer or late fall, to be able to get back and start recording some of these tunes. So we like to tease stuff to get it out there, just to kind of get everyone a flavor of what we're working on and kind of the direction that we're going in. I don't anticipate us ever really going outside the box of who we are, because I think we've kind of allowed that box to be big enough. A lot of people asked us, it was funny last night, a lot of people were asking us, what style would you consider you guys? And we get the 90s grunge, we get the early 2000s. It was funny, we had someone that had mentioned this to us. I'd never heard this before. They said, you guys sound like modern classic rock. It's like, I've never heard that before. But I think that's a really strong statement, because I think all of us growing up on stuff, I grew up on Queen and Aerosmith and, those bands. Our guitarist Joe was really big into Black Sabbath and Ozzy. Our bass player Mike was really big into a lot of the 80s bands, but like Mike and myself, we're really big into like Seven Dust and Alter Bridge. And Jay grew up with Dead Kennedys and bands like that, but he also grew up with a lot of jazz fusion stuff, Dennis Chambers and bands like that. So we really try to incorporate all those particular styles and feelings into the music, but it always seems to come out with an edge. So, we always want to have good melodies. We want it to be open and honest, how classic rock was, and those great songs with good lyrics and great melodies, and that's something we really strive to kind of put out.
To that end, talking about the classics, as I was prepping for this interview, I was just flipping through some old videos of you guys and on. I noticed there was a Fleetwood Mac cover you guys did that you got a live video, not a live video, but a live recording of out there. Is that a standard cover that's in your set list, or is that one you just kind of pulled out of a hat?
I got to give props to Mike, our bass player, on that one, because we like to cover classic rock stuff because we feel it fits into what we like to do and it doesn't stray too far from our original stuff. But there's just so many great songs out there that you can, you don't want to change them because they're great classic songs, but at the same time, you can do them justice. And Mike brought down the idea of doing Fleetwood Mac, and I'm like, who's singing it? He's like, oh, you're singing it, buddy. I said, okay. And we do that. We do Jumpin' Jack Flash by the Stones. We've tapped in a little bit of stuff like that. We'll do a little bit of some 90s stuff. We don't do a lot of covers, but we try to figure out those songs that really gravitated towards people, especially when it comes to the classic rock portion. We were talking about doing a Foreigner tune. We were talking about doing some Bad Company. I'm a huge fan of Paul Rodgers. And so we try to grab that and let's do it our way, but do it justice. So we'll have some more fun stuff like that coming up too.
So I saw you guys kind of were tongue-in-cheek about it. I think on your page you had a photo shoot not too long ago where you guys were practicing out your rock faces. Tell us about the photo shoot. How'd that go down?
Oh, God, if people only knew us. Dominique Wheelock is such a sweetheart. She came out. She actually was out last night, and she came out and hung out with us, and she's like, I'll take some pictures. And we figured, she'll take, 20, 30 pictures. pictures. She took 750 pictures of us last night. So it was a long night. We had a lot of fun, but we wanted to do something that had people look at us in the same vein as the bands that are out there doing what we aspire to do. And I think when you're doing a photo shoot, if they saw us the 30 seconds before the picture was taken, and then the hour afterwards, they'd laugh their ass off. But we had a lot of fun. We took it at this place called Fort Wetherill in Jamestown, Rhode Island, which is such a beautiful place. And we just happened to nail it really right in terms of the time. We went and got the pictures done, and we had a lot of fun with it. And it was a really fun day. But at the same time, it was about 30 degrees with about 30-mile-an-hour wind. So Mike's still not happy with me because he caught the sniffles. So he ran a 5K in the morning and then came and did the shoot. So he had quite the day of it. But we had a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see the pictures from last night too.
Now, before I let you go, with summer coming up and all, I don't know your guys' status. Are you going to be branching out outside of the Rhode Island, Boston kind of area a little bit, maybe up and down the East Coast a little bit? Any chance to seeing you down? We're out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Any chance seeing you a little further south anytime?
Yeah, we would love to. We're working with a management company called Distilled Entertainment. They're out of San Francisco, and our manager is called Ryan Reyes. So Ryan's been really working really hard to kind of branch us out. And we had a conversation the other day about really trying to tackle not just the northeast in general, but even going Jersey, New York, maybe even a little bit farther, but kind of staying on our territory to try and really build up a good fan base. We've had some really good opportunities to tour and to jump onto some tours. And I just, for us, we want to be able to give back to the bands that we would be opening for and touring with. So that's the reason why we're going to be sticking around here for a little bit longer, I think probably until we get this other album out. But it was important for us to be able to hold up our end of the bargain, to be out with other bands, to have people come out and support them also. And, as we would be kind of, riding with them and trying to tackle some of their fans. So, we're very open to going out. I know we have our friends at Radio Vegas Rocks that they've been pulling our teeth in here to try and get us out to Vegas to play. And we've really hit a good market out there. Both of our songs that you guys are going to play hit #1 out there, which is just mind-blowing for us. And it's very exciting. We've been so lucky with people like yourselves that have supported us, and we can't be any more grateful than we are to all the support and help we've gotten. So I would love to just get out and make it happen and drive around and hook up with some great bands. We've got a lot of friends. There's a band called Sleep Signals in Cold Kingdom that are on tour right now that are great bands, and we hope to hook up with them. We got some fans, some friends, Another Lost Year, Elysium. There's just a lot of really good bands out there that we've been very lucky to call friends, and they're doing what we want to do. So hopefully we can get out there sooner rather than later.
Hey, we've been talking with Seth of the band Psycle out of Rhode Island. Go out and pick up their new record, Surfaces, and the new single, Road I'm On. We're going to be playing that tonight. And keep an eye out. We're going to keep an eye on you guys as they work on new music in the near future. So, Seth, thanks for joining us tonight.
I'm so grateful. Thank you guys so much, and I appreciate you guys for spinning our stuff. And anytime you guys need anything, or if you want to just make fun of us or have us on for some laughs, let us know.
Will do, man. Thank you.